Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is another wonderful day. I started the other day, I was going to get going on concrete, and then I changed gears because now it's not raining, although it could start at any moment. We're back outside, so got to get used to that. Here at Countryside Acres, every day is different, and we don't always know what we're going to get into, but we want to get posts in. We got to get some pastures made so we can get ready for sheep and get cows, and we need pastures for that. This morning we got a whole bunch more posts dropped off, some 6-meter lengths. This stuff is excellent condition. Sorry for the wind. Excellent condition posts. Same company we ordered them from last year. I've got a bunch there still, and we already put a whole whack of posts in. Now these aren't done yet. We got to straighten them and pound them in yet. But we're trying to find the best way of doing it. To be perfectly honest, the best way to put a post in is with a post pounder, but I don't have one. And I was planning on building one, but it's going to cost me about $2,000, $3,000 to build a good post pounder, hydraulic post pounder, and I don't have the money for that right now. So we do have the auger. That's what we did last year. Again, I apologize for the wind. We do have this auger here. I bought a smaller one now. We had a bigger hole, but then it's sloppy for the posts. This is a lot smaller than the posts, and I'm hoping that a combination of this plus the tractor bucket, we can push them in, and that's what we're going to try to do today. So we got some stuff here to get geared up. We're going to load up a few posts. And originally when we bought the property about a year and a bit ago, we went around the edges with a cadastral engineer and we marked off the property boundaries. And so now we're going to put some posts on those markers, and then we'll fill them in, basically putting a post every 4 meters all the way around. And then we're going to be coming up the middle of this field. We're not going all the way to the bush line this year. So that's what we're up to, and we'll see how it works. Alright, we're down in the lower end. To give you an idea what this grass is, pretty tall. Top stuff's a little skinny stuff, right? But down, it's pretty thick and full down here. Loads of grass on the lower end. Up on the top definitely needs new seeding. Here's one of the markers we stuck in. So these have been in for quite a while. It's a good thing we put flags on here and painted them, or otherwise it'd be pretty hard to find back. So that is the boundary of our property. And if you look up, you can see at the top end, I don't know if you can see the other flag, probably not. Right on the edge of the garden, you see where it goes brown to green, there's another flag there, and then at the very end we've got a post sitting up there. So we basically need to draw a straight line from here to there. So we'll stick this one in, and then we will weed whack all this grass out of here, and then we're going to run posts up. Okay, now one thing I want to say about that again is how deep that went in. So this is about 2.5 to 3 feet auger. Okay, so 60 to 90 centimeters. I forget the exact, it probably says it on here, but in any case, it went in almost all the way before you seen different color. It was just nice black soil coming out of here. And that's one thing we found when we were digging for the house too, that the depth of topsoil here is phenomenal. Also, no rocks. That's 80 centimeters? Okay, so it's an 80 centimeter shaft, and I would say at least the first 2 feet went in, it was just nice black soil before we finally, at the last little bit, hit some of this grayer stuff. So anyway, very happy with the soil quality. So now we've got a hole drilled. This is the first one we're trying. It's a smaller hole. We're going to try to push the post now in with the tractor. Normally I fill the bucket up full of sand to give myself some weight. I'm going to try this first one without, because I didn't bring any sand, and I'm using my bucket to hold stuff. Okay, so that worked pretty good, but I had no weight in the bucket. Not bad. I'm 6 feet. So how much more you got? Well, me standing up is 8.
So you got 6 inches lower than your hand, looks like, roughly.
So we got her 2.5 feet in the ground. It's probably sufficient. If we had a little bit of weight in the bucket, we could come by and hammer it a little more. Good. Distance is way too far for us to use the laser right now. But we've got this post in. I've got that other post. Wes is on his way back there. There was another flag, but I don't have it marked on my map. Basically, as we... Oh, it's dirty. Get sweaty, and then camera gets dirty. Anyway, when I went around with a cadastral engineer, and he made his accurate marks based on GPS, I put them in my phone as well, which is plus or minus the right area, and then it helps me find the flags back in the long grass. But that particular flag, for whatever reason, is not marked on my map. So now I can't remember if it's actually GPS or not. I know this line is supposed to be straight, so he'll hold post up. We'll try to eyeball it between here and there. Here and there, not here and there. That doesn't make any sense. And see how it goes. And then the next one's in these trees right here. So we'll go find it. Kind of connect the dots here, basically. The long-term plan, we're going to go a little bit farther than that, and then we're going to cut straight across up to the bush here. And we're going to fence this whole front acres, about 35 acres. So, I don't know, plus or minus 15 hectares, I think it would be, roughly. Will be all fenced in. And then later on, we'll do the rest. There's another 40, 45 acres on this side that won't be fenced yet, but we'll get to that eventually. Got my main helper right here. Are you a big help? Yeah. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing morning, everybody. Today is market day number 4. A lot of people asked how the girls have been doing, and I keep saying they're doing great. But I'm just thinking, like, overall picture. Financially speaking, the first 3 markets was enough to pay for all the supplies that they have purchased to date. Today is the actual first market that they might potentially make some money. So yes, they have sold a bunch of stuff and made some money. But it all goes to paying for the costs of flour, sugar, butter, everything else that goes in. So today is the first day they will potentially make a profit. And also the first day we're going to be selling some market produce. We have some radishes, we have some lettuce, and what else did we get? Some onions, Cora?
Yeah,
a few onions as well. So we'll see how that goes today. Long term, we're obviously planning on selling a lot of the stuff like that. But today is day number 1, and it's also a beautiful day. Last week it was very miserable, cold, rainy, not that many people there. So today hopefully they have a better turnout. It's always a scramble getting everything ready in the morning. There's always stuff you forget. So we're just heading out of the village here now. We'll hit the highway, get set up, and see how they do. Good morning, everyone. What do you want to do?
I'm a teddy.
Where's your teddy? You gotta lift it up so everyone can see. There he is. The elephant, right? Can you show the ears? You show the elephant's ears. There's one. What about eyes? The eyes in there? We're just sitting on the porch here having coffee. Just brought the girls to market. So 4th market is officially underway in Dolny Konstantinovo. And they're looking into expanding to other markets. Little business. Anyway, just reflecting on the goodness of God as we sit on this porch and enjoy our morning. Tea and coffee. We have so many things to be thankful for. It's just a wonderful life. Some hawks were flying in the sky. We get to sit here and enjoy this gorgeous scenery. Soon we'll be able to put all these fence posts in the ground. Look forward to seeing some sheep walking around through the grass. Life is good, and we have to remember that.
As the leaves change color.